I'm Pia Morato, and my program is Education Radio, aired every Saturday from 8 to 9 in the morning on Radio TV, simulcast on DZRJ 8:10 a.m., on Sky Cable Channel 224, TV Plus boxes, and on free-to-air TV, facebook.com, DZRJ 8:10 a.m., and our official YouTube channel. Don't forget to watch Education Radio every Saturday, where we take the streets into the classroom and the classroom to the streets. Good morning, and we're back here on Education Radio with my very special guests on physical fitness. I have Harvey De Baron of the Baron Method. Hi, Harvey. And I have...
Hi, Pia.
Hi. And I have Samantha Pervor. Miss...
Yeah.
Hi, Samantha of Q Radio.
Hi.
Diba? And Miss Earth also. So welcome to Education Radio, guys.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for having us, for sure.
Well, I've had you before, so, Harvey. Samantha, you're with us here for the very first time. But the thing is, like I mentioned to you guys off air, I'm putting you both together because I really, really want to be able to touch on the aspect of physical fitness, especially nowadays during COVID-19. So, it's been hard for many, and I'm one of them. I'm one of the many, okay? And my physical fitness is not the very first priority at this point, since my priority is lives. You know, I'm a frontliner too for COVID-19, and I'm realizing that there are things that, you know, kind of take a back seat, and one of them is what I used to love to do, which is exercising, right? And I have no time to do this. I find myself with no time to do this because I'm always tired. So we're going to bring in also the aspect of nutrition here, because I know you both practice this, and the Baron Method is famous for this as well. And I really need you guys to share this with everyone, especially since malapit na tayo you know, we're back to school very soon, and that's in October, and we're going to find a lot of students behind their laptops, their computers, again, still at home, but really busy with schoolwork. And then, how do they find the time, diba, to interject the physical fitness aspect? So let's begin first with you, Harvey. Why is being physically fit still so important, especially now during COVID-19?
You know, if first of all, if people were to ask, because there's always a chicken and egg question, whether or not exercise or you eat well. Actually, if you were to think about that, it would be eat well first, because eating well will fuel your body to exercise. So if you feel like you're tinatamad at the end of the day because you're tired, some of us feel like, oh, I'm only just sitting at home. Why am I so tired? You know, what you don't realize is it's actually quite tiring when you're doing work, wherever you are, whether you're home or you're in the office. It's both the same thing. It's still work. And when you're using your brain, when you're using everything else, you're actually using a lot of calories as well. So what you want to do is you want to eat well, fuel your body, so you can get the exercise in the afternoon. So I think that has to be said. When it comes to exercise, I think with the aspect now of mental health being at the forefront of a lot of issues, with all of us being cooped up in a certain location in this, and let's just say that 2020 hasn't been the easiest of years. So I think one of the things that we really need to do is take time out for ourselves. Like the word self-care is really important, I think, and exercise really is at the forefront of that. I think taking time out to actually do stuff is going to be important for yourself, not only for your well-being and looking fit, looking good, but also for your mind. Very, very important.
Because there's that connection. Samantha, I'm sure you're nodding your head in agreement to this. Is this, and I see your Instagram posts, okay? And you're doing this every day. I mean, Harvey, she's vigilant. This girl is relentless, okay?
Yeah.
Just like you and your wife. And I love it. It's very inspiring. So yeah, Samantha, you agree. I guess you feel it, no? You feel the effects. I see it too, actually. Sam, you're looking.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sam.
I agree with everything that Harvey mentioned. And, what struck me with your question a while ago is kids are going back, just to add on to what Harvey was sharing, kids are going back to school. And I think it's time more than ever for the education system to actually prioritize physical health. I think children really need more movement now more than ever, because this will really boost your immune system. And more importantly, as fuel, food will also have to come into play, because there's a large disconnect in the education system. And I see it like, eto, we'll study this muna, food, and then later on we'll study the exercise. No, I think they have to be meshed together, and there should be this there should be a connection between the two, and so that children appreciate and understand that when I do fuel my body, I'm able to do this.
Yes.
When I do fuel my body with the proper macronutrients, as we call as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, those are your macronutrients. Wherever the sources come from, you have to have a perfect balance to be able to fuel what you want to do, depending on what you want to do as well. And especially when kids are being relentless with their studying. I mean, I cannot imagine the stress that children are going through right now. The education system is really having a difficult time transitioning from face-to-face, all of a sudden it's digital, having to cater to 20 to 40 kids. And this really breaks my heart. It's because it cuts off the connection between teacher and student. What we can do about this is, I'm a huge advocate for what I'd like to call incidental workouts. I think teachers
I don't even know what that means. Maybe you guys can explain it, Harvey and Samantha.
Sure. Incidental workouts are very easy to understand. Ang ibig sabihin lang niyan, kunyari, we're 30 minutes into our lecture. Okay, kids, tayo. Let's do 10 jumping jacks.
Okay.
Just to get their system running and to get more oxygen into their brains. That way they get to think more and they get to refocus on what they're doing.
Nice.
So, ayun.
Yeah,
I
when
really
the
love
teacher tells you, okay, wake up, let's do this.
Yes, exactly. That really helps. It's actually, before I used to hate it as a kid, but now it makes so much sense. Kung bakit.
So, Harvey.
It just...
I was gonna say that is a really good strategy. In fact, my kids now are in online school, and the teacher does that all the time. Meaning they'll literally take a 5-minute break every 30 minutes, just for the kid to do stuff, just for them to go to the kitchen, do stuff, get a snack, do something. And with that, taking it to the adult side as well, how we're so focused on being outdoors, going to the gym, going this, going that. I'm actually thinking, instead of doing that, why don't we're developing something here at Baron Method, what we call a closed quarters, or what we call a WISP, a workout in small spaces type thing, where the focus is actually just, you don't need a lot of space. Literally 2 square meters is all you need to do everything you need to do for your body. So
are you saying, Harvey, Samantha, I can do this in between? Like, I'm so busy with my laptop, calling, people, talking to people, because that's my life now. A lot of people are calling me. I'll take a 5-minute break and do something, right?
Yes. Absolutely. It is possible. Even under 4 minutes, it is possible. There are protocols that are in place already that will tell you that that's all you need, 4 minutes of maximum effort.
Wow.
Definitely.
But then you're adding also the food factor. Good. We Filipinos, we love to eat. Our food's so good. Diba? It's so dangerous pang our food.
Agree. Agree. I was going to say when it comes to food, the balancing your macros are correct. So sometimes I might be going against the grain with a lot of what people will say about carbohydrates, but I'm such a big believer of it because I think that a lot of the brain functions and concentration functions, when you're hungry, you're actually hangry, you're not able to concentrate anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's really difficult.
Exactly.
Right? So have you ever tried having a meeting on an empty stomach? Oh, you're going to hate the person you're talking to. You might end up fighting as well.
Been there, done that.
Yeah,
And I hated it.
Definitely. So you want to make sure that I think there's that balance. And then the food that's why our focus with our kids and the focus that when we do talks for schools and for companies is that what are they eating so that they can actually stay on screen and stay focused. Because that plays a big role.
You're saying like what you eat can affect your mood, okay? If you don't eat before a really important meeting, your mood is gonna be really definitely affected. But then what you eat also matters. Like it can do the same. It can have the same effect on you, I would suppose, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like let's say if you're lactose intolerant and you ate something bad.
Yeah. Actually, Pia, what we see a lot from our online consults now is that people who work are actually so busy at work. Companies are demanding more of their time because they have this mindset that you're working from home. You're not really working, but that's the farthest away from the truth. People are still working, right? So people are actually cannot even leave their desks on occasions. That's what we hear. So by the time they finish meetings for the end of the day, they realize, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry because I haven't eaten anything during the day. So there's that aspect as well that what happens after, and this is where the craving, the binging, and all that stuff come into play. And that because you haven't eaten anything that afternoon, you're thinking, I'm so tired. I don't want to exercise.
Yeah.
I don't want to do stuff. So
it's the terrible feeling. So wait, Samantha, you mentioned something earlier also, like that what was it?
Macronutrients.
Okay, what exactly? And Harvey, you're gonna have to say that too because you love to feed me things that I say, what on earth? I'm gonna eat that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, basically, it's the 3 food groups. The reason why we use one term for it now is just for better understanding, because they are your bigger food. So your carbohydrates are bigger in size, your proteins are bigger in size, and as well as your fat. So when it comes to your macronutrients, I think balance is really key, especially when you're at your desk the whole day. So what I like to do, what Harvey was saying is, a lot of people do experience being stuck at their desk. And I have witnessed this with my sister, and I pity her for it because wala siyang choice. HR manager siya.
Yeah, exactly.
Ang hirap ng trabaho niya ngayon, all the more. So what I do to my sister is, let's say, dumaan ng 3 hours, I'm sure by now her stomach is empty. So what I want to do is integrate a little snack or a little food to her so that she doesn't binge when the time comes for dinner. So what I really believe in snacking all day or small meals per day so that your energy is still up and you can still focus. You won't feel that hunger pang and you can still proceed with whatever you're doing. So ang ginagawa ko, I just put like a small bowl of peanuts and then a slice of apple right there. And then she consumes it and she doesn't even notice na it's actually there, but it changes her mood. It changes her thinking process.
Nice.
So it's very important to time your meals. What I could recommend for the general population now who are stuck at home, maglagay kayo ng timer sa phone nyo. Pasensya na, basag ang phone ko. Kasi nagigigil ako sa timer ko. But anyway, so what I would like to do, or I would like to share with everyone, is it's really possible to eat healthier and to avoid that binge eating that Harvey was talking about a while ago. You can integrate small meals within the day so that you don't end up lamon galore by dinner time.
That's
Right.
That's
Well, Harvey, though, you have to explain the food, the kind of food. Because Samantha, I like your mix of peanuts and apples. But Harvey, I have to let you know, like at one time, we went through the schools, if you will remember. And, you know, there's certain things that teachers love to eat, and then when you show them, don't eat this, they're like, what? Those are the handy snacks that we have.
Yes, exactly. I wanted to share with you. And this is something that we're sort of creating. It's basically your work from home snack box. You should literally have a snack box that you bring with you wherever your workstation is.
Yes.
I mean, not everybody has a giant home, so usually the workstation is everybody's sort of shared workstation. So instead of it being stolen from you because you're sitting so close to your sister, Samantha, or something like that, what could happen is you have your own workstation box. So I'm grabbing that. Aza's grabbing that for me in a little bit. So I want to show it to you later what's inside my snack box. But you can literally create really good snacks from a lot of things. You can pre-do them. You don't have to open up packs and eat them all the time. You can have fruits. You can have good snacks. There are good snacks available out there. It wasn't like Pia when we did the talk. That talk I think was at least 6 years ago. Do you remember? Yeah, you remember that, no?
Yeah.
The snacks now have actually evolved. People
Yes,
are now
that's
more
true.
aware.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so people are now more aware. They want to eat healthy. People are understanding that it's not about just taking in anything that's delicious. They actually have that acceptance that healthy food can actually be really, really good for them. It's just making sure that you sit down and you actually prep the stuff that you're going to put in the box.
Do you guys believe in training, what they call training your palate? Right. Isn't there such a thing as that? Like you have to accustom your palate to something like the right kind of food. Do you guys believe in that?
Ay, totoo po talaga siya. I would say this based on my lolo. I remember my lolo before we moved in to my ancestral home. He would always need patis with his food. As in, whatever he ate, whether it's soup, whether it's ulam, whether it's just bread. Nagulat ako, as in bread.
Patis.
Pandesal, lalagyan mo ng patis.
Really?
And, yeah. And it was a shocker. Parang sabi ko, bakit ganun? Hindi naman masarap ang patis on pandesal. So I figured out, when he justified his reasoning, sabi niya sa akin, hindi kasi kulang ng lasa.
Yeah.
Kulang ng lasa. Hindi ko malasahan yung alat. So what my mom did, and I watched this happen, my grandpa would throw tantrums kasi wala daw siya malasahan. Pero inunti-unti niyang tanggalin yung patis. In smaller amounts. Like first, she would give him like 2 tablespoons. And then after 3 days, 1 tablespoon na lang. And then after another day, half a tablespoon.
Okay.
So you really
Parang
train your
weaned
palate.
him out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yun lang.
That's hard, but that's true. You're looking for certain tastes. Yes, Harvey, go ahead.
No, I have to agree with that. In fact, when we work with patients and people that come into the center, when they have, at the Baron Method Center, when they have issues with high blood pressure, and then you peel back the onion and find out what it is they're eating, a lot of them actually eat out quite a bit. And because you eat out quite a bit, restaurant food is designed to be so delicious, right? That a lot of the tastes are enhanced. So when what we do with them is we try to get them not to say not to eat out, but to really wean them off salty foods, sweet foods, and things like that. So works really well. But having said that, we also do it the other way. Like I'll give you an example. With kids who don't like vegetables or for things like that, we slowly add
Yes.
Veggies to their meals.
We absolutely agree with you. You can adjust and train your palate.
Wow.
For sure. Can I show you my snack box?
Go
quickly?
ahead, show us.
Really quick,
I'm
really
so
quick.
that's so
I'm
exciting.
curious.
So this is my snack box. You see this?
Okay.
Okay. So I'll show it to you a little bit. I have my water here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay, so that's my water. Then I have all my let's say my plant-based proteins that I have.
Nice.
And then I have my shaker here. So in between, the one thing I can do is I can ask somebody to get me a water. It's easy. You can just say, I need too big, or just get water, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to say, pwede bang ihalo yung ganito, halo yung ganyan. So you don't want to burden other people. So I actually have snacks like these. Like, actually, this is really more the snacks of my kids. Kasi they're homeschooling, so they're sharing these too.
Aw.
Nice.
Dark chocolate for them.
There you go. 88% pa.
Yeah, 88%. My son eats 88% easily, no problem.
That's nice.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah.
And then as a reward, as a treat, we give him like some gummies. But if you notice that it's got the organic seals and
Yeah.
stuff in it, and the reason is so that they're not eating fake food, they're eating good stuff. A lot of these are just snacks, like, you know, who doesn't like a cookie? You know,
Yeah.
all these little things that we have
I
here.
can
So
finish that box.
yeah. Actually, that box is not designed for one day lang. That's designed for 1 week.
Oh my gosh. So then
Yeah.
you're talking about portioning here.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
go ahead,
yes.
guys. Tell us
Okay,
more about
kasi-
portions.
Okay, because the serving, there's a total of about 30 pieces of chips here. You know, even if stuff are organic, you know, you hear it all the time, it's organic, it's healthy, right? Even if you have 30 pieces of chips, if they're organic, man, the calories itself are so high, the sugar itself is really, really high. Yeah, it's better than normal, you know, run-of-the-mill cookies that with bad ingredients. But if you keep eating these, don't be shocked that your blood sugar is gonna shoot up at a certain point. So usually we reward like the kids one cookie a day or something like that. That would be an easy type of thing to do. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, because here, this is the thing. You know, you guys are talking about how we love to eat in restaurants, and that's another thing. We've been surviving with food delivery, right? I mean, come on, there are so many apps, and then you're so hungry na, so you're ready
It's
to
easy, no?
binge. It's so, pagdating ng food, gutom na gutom ka na, diba? Ready to eat, right? So, but what you're trying to incorporate here, and I really do love it, because in as much as, let's say, as a teacher prepares for their lesson plans, we should also be preparing for our meal plans, I guess. Diba? Like how we make menus, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess this is something that you practice, but then it really is habit forming. Where does
Yeah.
one begin, guys?
Harvey, would you like to start?
You can start this time, Sam. I think I've just, as I was mentioning earlier, I think I'm talking too much. I don't
No,
wanna
go
take-
ahead.
I love it. Harvey, you know, I'm an information sponge. I don't mind. I love learning.
Okay. I'll just keep on talking then. Sige, no problem. No, it's easy. For it's not the process is number one. You got to decide you want to do this. You know, you have to decide that. Hey, man, my body is worth it. I'm going to make sure that I prepare healthy. Then what we say is that immediately do the swaps. Like, for instance, let's say your soy sauces aren't adequate. Then do the swaps to make it healthy, no? And then you want to do like, let's say, some simple recipes. I like marinades. I like sauces. Marinades you can do in the weekends. You can do food prep. Then you can do sauces. So let's say a chicken inasal can change to different tastes if you add different sauces. Okay. Then you can do overnight oats. You can do a lot of these things. You actually can do it the night before, after your work. So you can actually just prepare all of those things right before, and it shouldn't take as much time. And once you got that routine built in, then you're pretty much game. You're pretty much gonna get there. Also, salad dressings work really well. They're pretty easy to make if you want to make them. You just have to make sure that you have the right ingredients, I think. So, first of all, having a plan works really well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you plan your food? Like, look at you, Miss Body Beautiful, Miss Earth. You should see Harvey. You and Harvey's wife should go bowling, because really, she looks so good too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
We'll hang out once this pandemic is over.
For sure.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with everything that Harvey mentioned. It's habit forming as well. So now let me just relate this to how your mental toughness will come in. Kasi, let's admit it, creating a habit takes time. Okay?
Absolutely.
It's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. And the thing is, sige, magsisipag ka ng Sunday para mag-prepare ng food mo for Monday, pero sa Monday, nakalimutan mo na, so sira na agad. What
Yeah,
you
yun
want
na
to
eh.
create
Yun na.
first is connect with your brain, okay? According to psychologists, it takes 7 days to make or break a habit. 7 days. So what I would highly recommend to people is start with 7 days first. Be realistic. Stick to 7 days. So pagsipagan mo talaga yung 7 days na yan, because once you reach the 7th day, then your body realizes it's a routine.
Yeah.
After the routine, you then progress to 21 days. Pag naabot mo na yung 21 days, it then becomes a long-term habit. So be realistic.
Awesome.
Start with small goals. Ako, I'm always about small efforts.
Yeah.
All these small efforts together, and you will really see results.
Okay, let's talk about those goals, but with Education Radio with a really exciting topic. I like it. It's fun. You know, I love talking to Harvey and Samantha. These health people are really motivating me. Okay, so I have Harvey the Baron of the Baron Method, and Samantha Pervord, DJ from Q Radio. Okay, but Samantha is also Miss Earth, right?
Yeah.
So
way back.
I do tune in to you in Q Radio, right? So I love I love your song selections. Diba?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll let my boss know.
yeah. And of course, Harvey naman, we've known each other for quite a long time now, Harvey.
Quite a while.
And we're on TV now, you know, we've moved up from radio.
Yeah, we have. We have. From public school in Quezon City now to TV. Yeah.
To TV, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's nice that you guys mentioned setting goals, okay? And we want to teach not just the kids, but everyone, even the adults, because there's a fitness plan for every age. I'm sure you guys will agree even babies need it, right?
Yes.
Infants need it, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about those goal settings right now, small goals. Like, where do we begin? Because it's sometimes, you know, when you think about being healthy or losing weight, it's like a New Year's resolution. Bukas, hindi na ako kakain.
True.
Diba? So where do we begin?
Maraming na-valley na dyan.
Isa na ako doon.
Definitely. I agree. You know, I if I could take the lead on this one, guys, I wanted to share with you that one of the biggest misconceptions I want to help adults with is I don't want, from the ones that we work with, people come in and say, I want to be this weight. I want to be that weight. I want to be back to my high school weight. The first thing I tell them is that let's focus on the idea that you want to get healthy, because if you're healthy, your body will follow a natural tendency of losing weight. That's number 2. Number 3, for me, let's get you strong. Let's get you to a place where you've never been before, is strong. I don't want you to go back to your high school weight, because you're not in high school anymore. You've had 2 kids, or you've had 3 kids, or you're now Miss Earth. You're not back in high school where you were fully kicked in yet. So maybe that might be an unrealistic target to do. So something we need to do, and that goal setting thing that you said, Pia, is absolutely brilliant, because when we work with people, we want to make sure that they're on the right path, that the idea that every day, every small step will get to the goal that they get to. The one thing that I notice is that when the people are trying to lose weight, and I think this is why diets don't work all the time, is that if people don't lose 20 pounds, let's say a goal that they said, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in a week. Then let's say they don't get that 20 pounds in a week, they give up right away.
True.
Oh my, it's hard eh. It's a commitment kasi. Right? And the thing is, it's having also an awareness or mindfulness. My God, you know, we know what mindfulness means, but it's so hard to incorporate in your daily system when the stress is all around you, right?
Sure.
But we have to practice it, and you guys should be teaching us really these things, diba? Because it's essential. Kids nowadays, what I fear, and I'm saying this because right now, and I'm being honest, like how, Samantha, I was being honest with Harvey also earlier. I said, Harvey, it's been so bad for me. Like, I find myself so hungry at 10 p.m. Like, I want to eat, and I've done it. And I don't do that. That was not my lifestyle, right? I usually shut down at like 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. But then the times right now, they've been so difficult. I don't want to make it an excuse, but it is. It is
Yes.
difficult. So we have to go back to, planning really. I have to really take that step back. And I think I'm not the only one saying this. A lot of people are probably going to be saying it also, that they need to take a step back and prepare. So now that kids will be going back to school in August, I think they have ample time to prepare, right, for their classes, where they have that kind of meal box. What do you call it, Harvey? Like that box,
snack box.
a snack box there beside them, Samantha, where you have that mix of an apple and peanuts. And the thing is, we have to tell them, why is this kind of mix? Why that mix? Diba? What makes that mix healthy? And in other words, why'd you choose that combination, right? Why not just the typical chips and dip? Why this apple and peanuts?
Right.
Okay.
Definitely.
Who wants to go first?
Go, Sam.
Okay. Why would I advocate for your macronutrients, or your carbohydrates and your proteins and your healthy fats as well, to be an apple and a peanut? So first, you don't have to cook it. Let's look at it that way, diba? You don't have to cook your peanuts. Most of them come in packs. Yung mga, like, for instance, raw almonds, raw cashew, whatever's available to you, have a handful of that. Also, when it comes to your carbohydrates, apples are a great way of waking you up. Sorry, what I meant are a great food to consume to wake you up.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that this is the only food that you should consume, but yes, I agree. Mindfulness, you have to be more aware of what you're putting inside your system, because your body is like a engine, right? You really need the proper fuel to be able to perform the things that you want to do. If you want to study harder, you will need to fuel your brain with better nutrition. If you want to focus more on your work, you really have to look at it backwards and look, I can't focus. Why? And more often than not, people will say that it's because they don't see it as the problem. But as someone who studied nutrition, I would pinpoint and see it immediately. It's the food that you're consuming. It's just dipping your energy down because you're not eating the right fuel.
Yeah.
Parang nilagyan mo ng diesel ang gas na car. Parang ganon yung analogy niya.
Good.
So, what I want to remind people is, yes, you have to really plan ahead. And more importantly, to all the parents out there, I know it's stressful. I know it's so difficult to take care of yourself, and then all the more your kids and even your parents.
Yeah.
My goodness, I have so much admiration for all the parents out there and all the teachers out there as well. But the truth is, how can you take care of others when you're not taking care of yourself?
Yeah.
Something that I truly believe into my core. For instance, if there's an emergency, and knock on wood, God forbid, if there's an emergency, at least you're prepared when the time comes. Now more than ever, we have to prioritize our health, because we can't go wrong in that direction.
And all your body parts, all your organs are interconnected, even to your emotions, diba?
Yes, it's gonna change your other states as well. And I'm talking about a holistic approach. When you look at your food, the fuel that you put into your body, you will affect your mood, which is your emotional quotient. You will also affect your metabolic quotient. You're also going to affect how your body looks. So all of these factors put in together, if you take the time for yourself, kahit sabihin mong 4 minutes in a day or 30 minutes in a day. What's 30 minutes when we think about it? When we're scrolling on social media for hours on end.
Yeah, I have no excuse.
And I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah, before.
Social media.
Yeah, before I actually put you guys on air, I was like having my conversation with Harvey, and prior to him answering me, it took a while because he was busy with his self-care. Okay, and I said that's just about right. You need that time. And Harvey, what is it exactly? What's your routine? What do you do? Like, I know you and your wife do this together also sometimes, and perhaps maybe your kids do it also with you. Apart from me seeing Samantha on Q Radio and her exercise routines on Instagram, I see Harvey also really invested in that part of the day where he has to take care of himself. Okay, Harvey, go ahead.
Yeah, we do balance everything out. I mean, honestly, we're all stuck at home, right? We were stuck at home, especially during the MECQ and then the ECQ, and then it's partly because of the GCQ where some of us are actually stuck at home. So we've actually made it a routine not to fall into the trap where we're literally lying down all day and not doing anything and just looking at social media or on a Netflix binge. Because like you said, it's so easy to do, right? So what we do is here's where we start. We actually don't start from the morning. We start from the night before. What do I mean by that? We make it a point that everybody's the kids are in bed by 8. I'm in bed by 9:30. Which is shocking to a lot of people. And my wife's in bed by 10 because she ends up finishing whatever we are watching on TV. So we're up at 6:30. I use the time to pray and read my Bible at 6:30. And then by the time we get to about 7:15, we all wake up. We help the kids get to school. We shuffle them into their online classes, and then my wife and I get to work out between 8:30 to about 9:30, some 10, because we're dilly-dallying around with the workouts. So not every morning you feel energetic. So right?
Yeah.
Samantha, I think
and in this new norm, it's hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And then we'll have breakfast, which is technically brunch, and then we'll have late lunch. And then all afternoon, usually I have consults. And then sometimes in the afternoon, I'll walk my dogs. Or I will go and do something. But as long as I know that I'm doing something during the day, and then I meet up with the kids, we play a bit of PS4 before dinner, and then we have dinner and then shuffle them off to bed. We want to build that routine. I think that routine is really important. Otherwise, you can, like you said, Samantha, I think I absolutely agree. That habit thing, you can literally break a habit so easily, and yet to pick up one is so difficult. So we just need to make sure that we're on the game, we're on the ball all the time. And that's what I tell patients that we work with and clients we work with as well. Trying to make sure that we shuffle everything together is very important. Yeah.
Well, Samantha, on the other hand, like I saw her transformation also very recently. And I do admire you too, Samantha. It's amazing how you were able to do this in the middle of a pandemic.
It wasn't easy.
But she was so joyful when she was doing all these things. It's a right attitude. I guess you'd agree with me. It's an attitude. But how did you start? I'm sure it wasn't easy also. When you form a habit, like you said, takes 7 days, and the first few days are the hardest, right?
They are
the worst, diba?
You're literally breaking a habit. So it was the most difficult for me, especially during the first month. And I won't pretend, I won't lie to my audience by telling them that you'll see fast results in 1 week or 2 weeks. No, as a matter of fact, it takes a month before you see any results. So be patient. It's similar to mabigla ka na lang, oh my God, my pants don't fit, Yeah. And the truth is, it doesn't come in instantly. It slowly crawled in there. So similar to losing the weight, it's not going to instantly happen just because you dieted last night and ate all vegetables or just had water all day. You're just depleting yourself of essential nutrients that you need. So I suppose at the end of the day, what I always have been saying from the get-go, the reason why I started this journey for myself, and I don't shy away from it. I'm the breadwinner of my family. And it was taking a toll on the quality of the work that I was already giving. And I would hear from a lot of people na, my God, Sam, mukha ka ng balyena. My gosh, Sam, you gained so
Seriously?
much weight. Yes, Sir
Wow.
Harvey. They would call me balyena and they would joke about it lightly, but then I thought it was very insensitive. So I told myself, you know what? People have to be more sensitive about weight gain and weight loss or whatever goals you have when it comes to your fitness goals. I actually have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which heavily took a toll on my genetic, hormonal, metabolic, and reproductive
I
health.
feel you there. Have the same thing.
So I really struggled because I had no clue on how am I going to start this journey. I never heard of any other girl talking about polycystic ovarian syndrome. And the truth is, I told myself, you know what? I'll be that person that people can relate to. I want people to hear more about polycystic ovarian syndrome because 40% of the women worldwide are actually suffering from this disease.
Yes.
There are more and more women who don't even know that they have PCOS and they're just wondering, why am I gaining weight?
Yes, yeah.
Until it's so late. So I made a decision for myself. Sabi ko, gosh, it's affecting my work na. Because it's affecting my work, it's affecting my family life. So I told myself, I'm gonna put a stop on this. So you have to recognize that wall talaga and break right through it. And that's why I decided to take care of myself first.
Nice.
Sam, are you taking medication for PCOS?
Sir, the truth is, my OB and I work hand in hand, and she told me rather that at first we were taking medication, but then I was very honest with her and I said, you know what, I would prefer to do this naturally.
Good.
Give me some time, and I don't meet your deadline, then I will turn to you again. But for the meantime, give me this 3 months. Let's see if it changes how I feel. Let's see if it changes how my body responds. And lo and behold, after 3 months, she was shocked.
Nice.
And I did not take any medication. I just focused on my sleep, which is a very important factor.
True.
Rest and sleep are very undermined in this industry. Parang it's two sides of a coin. You can't be fit without proper sleep.
Yeah.
So, importante din po yan. So, those were the factors that I really had to look into.
Nice.
Yeah, because here's the funny part, no? Normally when you have PCOS, they give you metformin as medication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So, but remember the job of metformin, it's actually been repurposed for PCOS, but actually the primary job of metformin is to drop your diabetes, blood sugar. No?
That's right.
So, here's the thing, if you drop your blood sugar low, what's going to happen with you?
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to crave sugar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your energy is low, so you're going to crave sugar.
Right.
So the problem is with inflammations in the body, it's sugar that's your number one trigger.
That's
so
right.
starts that cycle again. So
Yeah.
Yes,
what you've done, focused on sleep and other lifestyle things like dietary changes too, like eating more green leafy vegetables, will work really, really well for you on that part. Massive advocate of juicing. I think juicing is something that works very, very well if you can. Vegetable juicing rather than
Fruit.
fruit juicing, or fruit. A small part of what you can eat, you can put in juice to help with the taste, but not primarily fruit. So that's one of the things that are really, really important. But good, awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did that. I did that too at one point. I told my doctor the same thing. I said, metformin is, because I have PCOS as well. I said metformin really doesn't help me, and I went the natural way. But then, Samantha, I'm also older. I have a hyperthyroid problem, so that's two endocrine problems at one right there. And I do understand the whole metabolic issues, which I feel that also at this point. And I'm not the only one. A lot of people out there probably who have all these ailments, shall I say? In at this time, in this new normal, being at home, they're probably feeling, oh my God, it's probably hitting them or magnified even more. And this is why we have to be more conscious. It's either we're more conscious, or at the extreme, we just eat what we want. Because
Yeah, exactly.
diba?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
hard. And that's
Yeah.
hard.
Actually, Pia, that's physiological. If you get yourself hungry, the body sends the stomach sends signal to your brain to eat whatever you like. So if if you've missed out on carbohydrates, it'll send signals to your brain and tap into your memory. What is it that Pia liked to eat when she was a kid? So let's say it's chips, no? It'll say, oh, you gotta get yourself some really nice,
Does
yummy
that
chips.
really happen, Harvey?
Yeah, it
Gosh.
does. It does. So
Wow.
that's why you cannot be hungry. If you're hungry, then you're losing that battle. In fact, if your primary focus is dropping calories so low, yeah, you lose weight in the short term. But then you realize, oh, when you eat you eat back the food. Let's say it's the weekend because you have a cheat day or a cheat weekend. Bam, the weight comes back even faster because when you eat so little, your metabolism slows down, and when it slows down, you're actually causing you're doing something counterintuitive to what your goal is. So that's the sad part. That's the bad thing, as opposed to eating to your metabolism's desire, which is what Samantha was saying a while ago about eating to perhaps boost your metabolism would be the goal for everybody.
At one point, when you've already established this routine, you feel so good, no? Like, yeah, I can see it. Samantha, I can see it in you. And Harvey, I've been seeing that in you. Diba?
Yeah, thank you.
It feels so good. It may be tough in the beginning, but it feels so good. But maybe you guys can also recommend, like I said, exercise. It's for everybody. Being fit, and then there's that mind and body connection. And we start as young as infants, even our own babies. Well, Samantha, wala ka pang baby, pero we move our baby's hands and like that. Diba? There's baby exercises, diba? But let's probably skip the infants. Okay, if you want. But when we're talking about self-care and exercise, maybe we can make some recommendations, especially for the ones who are going back to school in October. School age adolescents and young adults, right? And let's not forget rin the elderly. Nako, our senior citizens need to move also, or else bad falls, God forbid, will really hurt them because their bones are not good anymore. Diba?
Right.
Go ahead, Harvey.
Okay, for me, simple calisthenics for the kids, if they can jump around, would be really good. A small area for them to just go nuts. But this is the tip that works really well for our kids. You gotta turn off the TV. You gotta turn that off. And then if they say, please turn on the TV, can we turn on, can we watch? I know this because my kids at home are nuts. They wanna watch TV. So we tell them, no, you guys play, stop watching TV. And so you see that their minds they're now running around and things like that. That's where it begins. I think that's the number one thing. They turn off your devices, confiscate their devices, turn off the TV.
Samantha's clapping, diba? Awesome.
Yeah, because I think it starts there. The moment, and then the adolescents now, you have your mga gaming, yung mga ganyan. Take the phones away, then you get to run around. And I think that's the number one thing for adults. When we have people at the center who come in and they say, I have no time to exercise. So I tell them, or I don't, I've even heard this before. This is the craziest thing. I'm allergic to my own sweat.
I've heard that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? Yeah? Okay.
I've heard that.
Yeah. And it's nuts, right? Okay, so I tell them, okay, right now it's a little bit harder. You walk in an air-conditioned room, so I used to suggest walk in a mall. Okay, now here, turn on your bedroom, walk around your bedroom. You want to watch Netflix or your Korean telenovela? Go for it. Just walk around one episode, and then walk the other way for the next episode. So something like that, just to get you moving, just to get the idea that, hey, I'm not old, I can still move. So that's one of the suggestions that I may have. We're not asking you to run a marathon right away. Just find time during your day that, as Samantha said, form that habit. Yun lang for the time being to start with.
I'm doing my grandma exercises because I'm sorry to call it that, but because
I'm curious, what's a grandma exercise?
Grandma exercises. You know what our grandmas used to do, diba? Because I lack time, but but I don't want to make it an excuse, right? When I'm doing baby steps right now, because I'm not used to this. Honestly, this is not normal for me, because a normal day for me before this pandemic would include like a treadmill and but now I don't have it. Plus, there's so much work, and I must admit the bad eating habits that have come along with it, right? But I'm not happy, but at the same time, I know where I can build from it, diba? Because I've already had that experience of, being healthier, right? And it's working for me, but I like that you say the baby steps really matter, right? That doesn't make me feel so bad, and I'm sure for other people as well. But I do have a lot of friends, guys, who are saying that, it's so hard to pick up from where they came from before, right?
Oh yeah.
It's so hard.
I've had I've had this chance to work with a couple of mga moms, mga women in their late 30s and early 40s. A lot of them have gone. They're used to be into their running, their cardios, but because you can't go to the gym now, and you don't want to buy a treadmill, because number one, it's expensive. Number two, it takes up so much space. They've gone into skipping.
Yeah.
So jump rope.
Jump rope.
Jump roping might I don't know if you're still comfortable skipping. That's to me
I actually bought one, and I've started again.
Perfect. Yeah, very good. Perfect.
I used to do more. I used to do more, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna give myself a little bit more time, because it's been a while.
Yeah,
that's true.
Keep doing that. That'll be awesome.
And maybe even for our teachers, for our parents, they're going to be extra involved in October with this online learning. And so I can only imagine more of the eating on the side, because there's stress eating, diba? Like, oh my God, I'm daming homework, I have to help my kids or whatever. Maybe drinking a lot of water helps more than drinking a lot of juice.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You guys are talking about sugar. But I think you should incorporate the water, why it's so significant.
Yes.
Water.
Water is the only thing on this planet that you can consume that's absolutely 0 calories. So you can have as much water as you want, especially our country is so humid. Ang init-init po sa Pilipinas, it's been very hot lately. Drink water, and don't wait na parang dry yung mouth mo. Don't wait for that, because that already is a sign that you're dehydrated. Another thing is, kahit umuulan, let's also be mindful to drink water. Napapansin ko kasi, and this is a phenomena that I realized through this pandemic. Nung umuulan, biglang naglabasan, lahat ng tao nagpo-food blog. So, sabi ko, bakit kaya? What is the reason that everyone's suddenly cooking so much food? And I realized it's because it's bad weather.
Yeah.
Ang sarap kumain, ang sarap humiga.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not saying that's wrong. What I am saying is, we might forget that by simply having a glass of water before you actually consume more food can really change the amount that you're consuming food-wise. So, napakalaking factor siya. And more importantly, when it comes to the circulation of your body, you really want to drink a lot of water, lalo na if you're going to work out at home. Huwag kalimutan. Also, if you want to be beautiful and stay forever young, my goodness, your face is just gonna like glow with more water.
That's true.
Exactly.
Don't shy away from it.
If I may add to that, in terms of from what we see as a clinical practice, we notice that when the weather jumps up. So you know how the weather is really quite cool in February. Quite cool in February. It's really nice, right? Jacket weather and all of that. Okay, when and I don't know what it is, but once end of Feb hits, there's like a 10-degree jump from that jacket to sando weather. There's nothing in between, right? Okay. We also noticed that there's a big pickup in migraines.
Oh, really?
Yes, huge pickup. So a lot of the times is that the body actually communicates with you, and migraine is one of the starting signs that your body is dehydrated. Water has so many functions in the body. To poop, you need water. So a lot of people focus on fiber. If you have so much fiber, but you don't drink the water, there's nothing that pushes the fiber down.
That's right.
Right? The other one is blood circulation. You're talking of the stuff. If there's not enough water, the blood thickens up and your high blood pressure picks up. That's why heat strokes can happen because literally there's not enough. I mean, there's so much blood. You need a lot of blood pressure to make the water flow. So water is that important. And as you said, Sam, again, beauty, you need water to moisture to yeah, exactly. To do that, right? But no, you need water
Look how much water I have beside me.
There you go. You need it to hydrate your skin and all of that. It's really, really important. So yeah, if you were to do something, tell the kids completely change. That alone is a big change. Like take the sugary stuff out. I was going to say a bad word. Take the sugary stuff out and make sure that you just put in the just water would be good. That would be amazing.
Right. And what are the exercises, like the easy exercises that we can do, no? Like here, I'm behind a table, so many Zoom meetings, right? And maybe during a break, I'd like to get up and just like move, right? For 2 minutes. Which is really, it's like in the airplane, I guess they give us airplane exercises then, diba, for our circulation. But see, that's not the lifestyle of a teacher. I've seen it. Once they sit there, they're sitting there all day. So so now online, diba? So what can you recommend in such a small space? And the teachers, including the parents na yan, because they're going to be up for a lot of things in October.
Go ahead, Sam, if you want. Yeah.
Okay. What I would first recommend, since most of us are sitting down during work, you really want to decompress your spine. Yung back chain, yung likod po natin, mararamdaman, ay, ang sakit. So you really want to create some twisting motions from side to side. That's a very basic one. Just holding onto your chair and turning this way can also help decompress your back. And I just heard a pop right now, actually.
Nice sound.
Your
back's looking...
Thank you. Another thing is calf raises. You can actually do that in place. It's a matter of sitting down properly and just like really engaging your calf as if you're standing. That already brings some circulation to your full body as well. And as simple as holding your hands up like this, your hands up like this, and then squeezing your hands up like this can also bring down some blood back toward your head, because that's the whole point of we're talking about specifically 2 minutes. If you want to like have a reset or you want to bring more circulation to your thinking process, that's one of the few things that I would do. Another thing is, if you really want to like boost your metabolism, 2 minutes, you can still work with that. If you want to opt for your beginners, you can do something as simple as jumping jacks.
There you go.
Simple as jumping jacks. Another thing, you can simply do squats on your own chair, hands forward, and wait for those 2 minutes. I'm squatting already.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Laking bagay talaga.
Doesn't she look great, Harvey? I mean,
yes.
Just zoom and she looks great.
She does. Good. Very good.
Making me blush.
I'd love to talk more, guys, but we've run out of time. But I know, sayang, no? Harvey, we'll see each other again. We need more updates. I'm sure that people are going to want to learn more from the two of you. This is a good combination. And follow Samantha's follow Samantha's Instagram, and Harvey also, I think you have one.
Yes.
Yeah. And the Baron Method, you guys can follow that too. I think it's on Facebook, right? Yeah.
And IG as well.
And IG as well. Okay. And Samantha is with Q Radio. So follow us in Q, right? And her own personal page and Instagram to see her transformation. Thank you so much, Harvey and Samantha, for being here on Education Radio. Till the next time.
My pleasure, definitely.
I'll talk to you again, Harvey. Till the next time. Till the next time, guys.
Nice to meet you, Sam. See ya. Bye, guys.